If you're thinking about buying a home sight unseen, don't think that that is not a possibility. It truly is. Hi, I'm Luli with Cobalt Banker Realty, and I wanted to talk to you about buying homes sight unseen. The truth is, we are doing some in-person tours, but in some places, depending on what the regulations are, many people are deciding to buy right now without stepping into the house until the deal is done, meaning that they may go ahead and make an offer and then come and see the home during inspection periods, which is a great time because then you're really able to get familiar with the house before you commit to it. So I want to tell you that these sight unseen deals are not uncommon. We were doing them before even the pandemic broke out. So when people especially are moving from one state to the next, we see that this is common. So I did some research and I wanted to kind of tell you about what the outcomes are. So a survey that I found from 2018, it showed about 20% of home buyers had made an offer on homes without seeing it first. So now with the COVID survey, we went ahead and ran that same particular question about whether you would buy a home sight unseen, and we found that 45% of home buyers in the last year have made an offer without seeing the property in person. In April of this year, I looked, and Realtor.com also did a survey, and they found that 24% of the consumers that they surveyed, which was about 1,300, were willing to buy a home without seeing it first. So what I want you to consider before purchasing a home sight unseen is to keep these ideas in mind. And number one is working and picking the right agent. You want to be buying a house and touring the house with someone that you can trust and you can depend on, for that person to be the eyes and ears for you. It's crucial that you're looking for someone who is a local expert in the market, especially if you're moving into an area that you're not very familiar with. So that's number one. Number two, I want you to take advantage of all the technology that's out there. Online listings today, many of them have 3D home tours. A lot of them are starting to come up with getting spatial plans, or even doing floor plans that are available. So let's make sure that we're using that kind of technology. One thing that I do personally for my customers is I ask to see if we can either FaceTime if they have an Apple, or use technology like Zoom, and I send you a link. We decide, hey, let's see this during your lunch hour at 12. I'll be at the property. I'll open it up and I'll show you around, and you can ask me to go to specific rooms, check things out with your perspective that maybe you weren't able to do if you were looking at just like a 3D tour. So keep that in mind. Another thing that we can ask for is for floor plan imaging. That sometimes is available, not always available. I sometimes go old school and I go ahead and get graph paper and try the best that I can to lay out the house so that you can visually see it, because as a former teacher, I know that many of you are going to be visual learners. So being able to see something like that up front is going to help you with the decision making. So keep that in mind. And the last thing is just know that an appraisal and a home inspection should be ordered. An appraisal is going to come a requirement if you're going to need a mortgage to pay for the property. A home inspection is something for you. It's not for the mortgage or loan officer. It's for you to understand what the history of the home might be in as quick a snapshot as we can possibly get. A lot of the sellers nowadays, they don't have as much information about the home as we would like to. So we really depend on a home inspector that will come into the home and spend maybe 2 hours, get to know as much of the home, the basics, the roof and all of the appliances, and that way you can see what the overall condition of these items are. And so this will help you determine whether you should move forward with the deal. So that is that, buying homes sight unseen. If you're interested, let me know. Take care.